Hey everyone, welcome to the St. Patrick's Day special of the Play and Lame podcast. Today we have me, Arwin.
And me, Jaiden, and today we're gonna talk about corned beef because it's really good.
All right, explain yourself.
So I don't get to have corned beef very often. I usually only have it on St. Patrick's Day. So it's really, really good. The
Really?
one day
Oh shit.
each year you have it, and it's just so good. You can get it from the deli, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same.
Yeah, but I'm not white, so I can have corned beef whenever I want.
You can, and I can too. I just don't.
You should. It's really good, especially since I have a pressure cooker,
Yeah.
so I can make my own corned beef. It's rad.
You can do that without a pressure cooker too. It just
Yeah,
takes a
but it's
while.
extremely good when you use a pressure cooker. What else do you like? What else do you like? Corned beef. How do you eat your corned beef? What do you eat your corned beef with?
A fork.
I hate
Um.
you. What do you? What sides do you have with your corned beef?
Oh. So cabbage and potatoes. But I don't eat the cabbage. I just eat the potatoes, and it's a
It,
bunch of vegetables too.
the cabbage is the best part. What's your
I don't like
problem, Jaden?
cabbage.
You're stupid.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. I think it's
The
for other
cabbage is
reasons
the
though.
best. I hate you.
Yeah,
Cabbage is the best, Jaden.
I do eat. I really like the potatoes though, because I really like potatoes. Like mashed potatoes, baked potatoes,
Well, let's talk about potatoes
what
now, because I also love potatoes.
fried potatoes, potato chips, potato fries. There's 10 different kinds of fries, like waffle fries, twisty fries,
You will
steak fries.
smiley
Like
fries,
smiley
but you
fries are
only eat
the
smiley
best.
fries if you're dead inside.
Like me
That
oh
that's why they're smiley.
because they make you less dead inside.
Yeah, it's your coping mechanism.
Yeah.
But no, I eat my corned beef. I get the cabbage, I get the vegetables, I get the broth, I get the potatoes,
So good.
and then you throw in a little rice.
Mmm.
No, you mix the rice with the broth. It makes a very good gumbo soup.
All right. I'll see that, but I don't know if I'm gonna try that.
It's extremely good, Jaden.
I don't know.
All right, what other Irish things can we talk about today? Um, I went
Uh,
to McDonald's and I got a Shamrock Shake.
Arwen. I don't. I. All right. So we're not gonna record the gameplay for this episode because it's just a bonus. But
Yeah,
he's playing Ganondorf and I'm playing Luigi,
and
and
I'm
he
being
just
extremely annoying. So,
it's a
yeah,
command
Shamrock
grab.
Shakes. You know, a couple of years ago, they had chocolate flavors in the Shamrock Shakes. They had a mint chocolate chip Shamrock,
Ugh. Oh wait, no,
they had
actually, mint
chocolate
chocolate chip.
chip
That's be good.
Shamrock Mocha, and Shamrock Shakes are delicious. I had one a couple hours ago.
Hours.
Well, yeah, I got it at around 4 or 4:30, and right now, what is it, 7? Yeah, it's a couple hours. Speaking of time and day, we're recording the podcast a day or 2 days before St.
St.
Patrick's
Patrick's
Day,
Day.
which is
I'm
why
probably gonna post it on St. Patrick's Day though.
yeah, I got to do the audio then.
We have a day. It's fine.
A day. Oh yeah, no, I could totally get it done tonight because tomorrow we got to record the other episode. Oh yeah, we're recording an episode tomorrow as well.
A regular episode, a regularly
And no,
scheduled episode, even though we don't schedule these.
your regular episode. I don't even
Where
know why
we'll have the gameplay. Maybe we'll have a capture card. I really don't know.
Yeah, Alex and I bought the wrong capture card, so because we needed a capture card to stream, and it turns out that the capture card we bought doesn't stream, and it also records in 15-minute intervals.
Does it record one after the other, or does it only record in 15 minutes and then stops?
No idea.
Oh no.
Hold on. Oh, that's backwards. I put my headphones in backwards.
I hate when that happens.
So, I'm seeing a play tomorrow,
Yes.
and we had an extra ticket, and we were trying to find people to invite because my brother couldn't come because we had so we had an extra ticket, and I think we're inviting someone. I don't know who. I would invite. I wouldn't. I would use it as a time to make it a date, but my parents are going to be there, so that's be a shitty date.
That would be
An
very
extremely
bad.
shitty date. Yes. All right, Jaden, you can stop anytime you want. I can put a
No.
stop myself. But no, yeah. Speaking of that, yeah, let's talk about shitty dates. How about that? What would be the shittiest place for you to take someone on a date?
Like movies are fine, but like you don't talk to the person. There's nothing. It's just you watch the movie, you say, "Oh, that's a good
Well, usually
movie,"
when
and then you
you go see
leave.
a movie, you do something after the movie too. Like you just
Yeah,
like
that was the only way I would do a
if you see
movie.
a movie around a mall, you hang around the mall after a bit. I think.
Yeah, that's how you would do it.
Oh Jesus. Let's see. You know, it'd be a really crappy date. Jane, this is the part where you say what, and then you prompt me to answer.
What?
A whorehouse, a Vietnamese whorehouse.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah,
That's kind of the.
the one place that you're not actually supposed to take someone on a date.
That's one place you're not supposed to go with another person
Really?
unless you're severely drunk.
Bachelor party. How about that?
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna put the old man away for a bit.
Okay.
I gotta play other characters besides Ganondorf.
He's so broken. They're gonna nerf him in the next patch.
No, dude, Ganondorf got all buffs, so they
He
can't go back
did?
and nerf him. Yeah,
Oh no.
that's what happened last update. Literally all of Ganondorf's moves got buffed, so they can't go back on that for another like 1 or 2 updates.
Oh no.
But I do know what character is definitely gonna get nerfed.
Who?
Pichu.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, dude. It took me literally 40 minutes to get Pichu to 4 million GSP.
I don't really do the GSP stuff. I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's just like your global level in Smash.
Oh, I'm trying.
I'm not even an elite with Pichu, alright? That's how stupid this
That's
character is.
how broken he is.
He's so easy to play, though. Like, I just kind of shut the brain off when playing Pichu.
That's what I have to do so I can not absolutely get demolished. Like, I'm not shutting my brain off, and that this is what's happening. Also, that was a misfire. I had 3 misfires in a row today at lunch. It was epic.
You know. Who are you? Yo, I don't want to call him out on the podcast, but Jeremy, you've been talking mad shit, and it's not true. Like
About what?
Apparently, Jeremy's been telling everyone that he's been beating everyone in Smash, when he's really been getting sauce the entire time.
He beats me, and that's it. And then sometimes I beat him.
Dude, I learned from
Bungus.
or shit. I learned from our host Daniel today that
it's fine because we say
Daniel's
host
not
last
part
names.
of the podcast anymore. He doesn't want to be on the podcast. So I learned from my good friend Daniel that Jeremy, you've been telling everyone that you've been saucing me and that I'm bad at the game, but I have like 6 hours of replays to contradict you. So
dude, show him the replays one day.
I'm like Keemstar.
I will, like, post the videos. I will. You send me the replays and I'll post them on YouTube.
Do you want me to just label this "Eat Shit, Jeremy"?
Yes. Like a folder on the Google Drive.
Man, I thought you changed Jeremy. But no, he's been talking mad shit, and it's not true. So if you know who this kid is, and
this child,
just know that Jeremy's talking mad shit, and he's wrong.
Oh, I thought you were gone, but no, Pichu.
Stupid.
Pichu isn't gone. Pichu's never gone.
Pichu will be forever.
Only I could hit you with the uppie. That'd be really funny.
There's this really good running joke we had yesterday, me, Daniel, and Ryan, but I can't repeat it because it's extremely racist.
Yeah, that would constitute a no repeat policy.
Yes, definitely. Right? Like, that's reasonable. Oh, no!
Ooh!
I still haven't gotten used to Pichu's extremely small hitboxes.
That's what makes him hard to hit with the...
Christ.
Oh, I won! Yay!
Did it.
I did it. He SD'd. Yay.
Yay. Yeah, no, that's true. So, yeah. Eat shit, Jeremy.
Yeah, just that's what we're gonna titled a video in all lowercase.
No,
That.
like in like staggered uppercase, lowercase.
Oh yeah, no,
That's another thing to talk about. People on Reddit and r/whoosh and how cancerous it is now.
I don't go on r/whoosh.
People don't understand how whooshing works.
Oh god, no, I mistaked.
I needed the spot.
Well, look where we are now.
Hey, I got $1.
I find dollars on the ground all the time. Like I found one on the $1 on the ground in the cafeteria one day.
Did you?
And then I found another $1 on the ground walking home from my bus one day. I don't know. But it's only been $1. I haven't found like $2.
I haven't found like 3. Oh man, I'm not doing too hot right now. All right.
No, you really aren't. Like
because like 3 people have walked into my room in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, no one walks in my room.
Half Nelson.
What?
So.
I thought that was a side B. Okay.
I thought that was a down air. Yeah, my grandma just put me in half Nelson, so I don't know what to think.
God, no.
You're done.
Busted. This character is busted.
All right, hold on. Let me just close my door real quick. Because everyone keeps to walk in my room while I'm recording.
That's unfortunate that I killed you just there.
Oh, you suck.
You would have died eventually. You're at 132.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm Pichu. Hey, check this out.
Oh,
yes.
No.
Talking about people on r/whoosh. So r/whoosh was originally just people pointing out people not being able to get jokes, right? But now what r/whoosh is it's people not understanding that the people that are not getting the jokes are actually being extremely sarcastic, and it's like half the posts on r/whoosh are top comment is you were the one that got whooshed, OP, because they don't know that if you staggered capitalization, that means you're being sarcastic. I thought that was just a given on the internet.
It's like, yeah, it's like if there was a font for sarcastic, that it would be that.
It's like if you instead of saying that's the joke, dipshit, you're saying that's the joke, dipshit. All right, how many dollars did I actually just find on the floor? Let's see. Oh, they're crusty. $1, $2. I am now $2 richer.
Oh yeah, me and Alex are about to get a job, but we don't know if we need a resume. So
resume.
Yeah. So
put the old away.
Okay.
I should put. You know what? We should put Pichu down. Is what we should do.
He's gonna get nerfed so hard.
We're gonna bring out Mr. Frame Data. I think.
I'm gonna play the same character. I was gonna change, but I don't feel like it.
We're gonna bring out Mr. Frame Data.
Look, the 2 Luigi brothers. It's green Luigi and red Luigi.
Red Luigi.
Yeah.
Green Luigi. That was green Mario.
No, it's red Luigi. Oh,
what?
I hit that.
What? Where'd my cape go?
Into the Shadow Realm.
Talk about what's another thing?
What other St. Patrick's Day things are there?
Yeah, what else?
This is the St. Patrick's Day podcast.
Like
so we only talked to
people pretending like they're Irish.
I am Irish. I am a little bit Irish. Yes, I understand that.
Are you sure though?
Yeah. I didn't even mean to do that, but it worked.
Sure?
Yes, my 4 greats grandfather came over on a boat from Ireland.
All right.
From the Irish potato famine, because they got hungry and they had to leave.
No, the potatoes went sour.
The potatoes were stinky. Is essentially what happened.
The potatoes didn't look like potatoes. They looked more like raisins, is what it was. What?
Bye.
I caped myself into that. Like, you ever seen an ugly potato? It's like seeing a fat elf. You never see a fat elf. But you know what you do see? Up smash.
Up smash. Forward smash. Forward smash. Forward smash. Up smash.
Oh, that was about to be really funny.
That was so close.
Speaking of up smash.
Oh. No. A misfire. So I can get another one. I got 3 in a row. It was insane.
How is that even like statistically possible?
I don't know.
It's only actually 1 in 10 for a misfire, actually. So.
I mean, that's only like what? I don't feel like doing math.
It's a 10% chance because it's 1 in 10.
Well, 10% chance for 3 in a row.
Oh,
So
for 3 in a row. Then
that's a 1 in 30.
is that
Because 1/10. It's 1/10 times 1/10 times 1/10.
Yeah. Okay. Now think about that real quick. 110 times 110 times 110. Think about the math you just did there, Jaden.
No, it's because 1/10 is so it's a 1 in 10. So it's a 10% chance. And then, so you take the 10%, and for each 3 misfires, that's another 10% chance. So you multiply all those together, and that's how you do things.
When you multiply 10 times 10 times 10, that makes 1,000.
No, it's yeah. No, not 110 times 3.
You cretin.
I did a bad. I'm sorry. So 1 in 1,000. That's literally 1/100th of a percent.
Jaden, I don't even know if what the equation we were doing was right. I just know that you were wrong.
I know that was wrong too. I can still make it back from this. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Just like me getting 3 misfires in a row. If that hit you, that would have been pretty cool. Oh no. Oh no.
What else can we talk on St. Patrick's Day? Pinching people if they're not wearing green.
Pinching people. I have a green shirt that I'm going to wear. I have this all planned out.
I should wear a green thong.
You should not do that.
Well, what can I wear that's green? Maybe I can just buy a Luigi costume.
Just wear the Luigi costume around all day.
And then instead of the L, just slap a shamrock on it.
I mean, you're probably not going to go outside. Because, like, who goes outside? But
yeah, going outside is overrated. It's for losers. Wait, what?
Wait, hold on. We'd do stuff outside after school. Don't worry about that. Going outside on your free time is for losers.
That's definitely for losers. That's for casuals. Ow, that hurt. No. Oh, I thought that was misfire.
Oh,
But that's dead.
Because is that a taunt? I see.
Yes, it is. So, what else happens on St. Patrick's Day?
People
Parades.
People wear the "Kiss Me, I'm Irish" shirts.
Man, if people actually kiss people for wearing that shirt, there'd be so many fake rape accusations.
But yeah, I don't understand those. I mean, sure, but like, oh no, I understand the fake rape accusations, not the "Kiss Me, I'm Irish" shirts.
Oh my God! It's because people want to think that they're special because they're Irish. And
yeah, we really just have a bunch of potatoes, and that's it.
Oh, you got Guinness beer and curse words.
Yeah, a lot of beer.
I don't think any other race besides the white race actually uses the word cunt. That's a straight up British Irish word, right? Like,
yes, that is. I believe.
Okay. I believe so. I believe it to be.
I think. I thunketh.
Hey, now we're talking about Ireland. What about that new Pokemon game? Am I right?
Pokemon Sword and Yeet and Yoink.
Yeet and Yoink? Yes, Yeet and Yoink. I thought we were going to talk about Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield, and Pokemon Gun. But no, Yeet and Yoink works too. Wait, what? That's my neutral error? Would you like to talk about Pokemon Yeet and Yoink, Jaden? Or just like...
No, my sister walked in and I was telling her to get out. She said we're watching a movie, so... Bungus. Dude, we should talk about Bungus. I think
the origins of Bungus.
I would think that's a British Irish word too. It seems like a very British Irish thing to say.
Literally a couple weeks ago.
What?
The word Bungus. Didn't you make it up like a couple weeks ago?
I did. I made it up and then I looked it up and apparently it actually means something. Oh, can you stop spamming bombs? It means anus.
Does it now?
Yes. So that's like a very British Irish thing to say.
Basically, our censorship is just censoring last names with the word anus.
Yes. That's exactly what it is, and I like it.
I do as well.
No!
Stupid.
Read.
Bungus. You know what's also pretty cool? Let's talk about words for a minute. No, you know what I'll talk about? I'm going to talk about Of Mice and Men. Here, Jaden, you gotta give me a summary of Mice and Men, because I think I have the basic idea of what's going on.
Okay, so Lenny and George,
here's what I know. Lenny's retarded, and George is Lenny's like caretaker. And
Yeah.
I know that Lenny likes rabbits, and I also know that there's a whore in the movie, and that Lenny accidentally kills the whore.
Yes. It's
And
in
then
the book too.
I also know that George puts Lenny down.
Yes, that's
All right,
essentially the story.
Now here, let me hear your version of it. What? Explain to me.
So Lenny and George come from the same town. So Lenny, George kind of been his caretaker for a while.
Yeah, I got that part.
And at the time, at the beginning of the book, they're running away from a town called Weed, which actually exists.
Smoke weed.
You know Ryan, the Asian Ryan?
Yes, I do know Asian.
Yes, he looked it up. He found it on the map. So it's a real place. But
Neat.
So in the story, because the story is based on real life, John Steinbeck went around and he was like, "Yeah, this is how stuff works."
Oh yeah, dude's name is Steinbeck.
Yeah. So Lenny and George are running away from the thing they did in Weed, which is revealed later in the story. And Lenny really likes like fuzzy things because he likes to pet them, and that's like he just likes them.
Sure.
That he just likes them.
Sure.
So,
sure.
He has like. Yeah, you should, because that's literally what he says.
Yeah, and I read
He just says, "I like them."
I like them big. I like them chunky.
The song. I just watched the song like 10 minutes ago.
I hate the actual video of that. All right, we can talk about that after. Keep talking about Lenny and George.
So Lenny and George. What's next? So I haven't read it in a while. So they're running away from Weed, and they go to the river, and George is like, "If you ever get in trouble where we're going, Lenny, you should come back here by the river."
Yeah, I got there today. So
yeah.
Now what? Just tell me what happens after.
So they go to the thing, and they're doing work, and they make friends with some of the people. And one of the guys is a really old dog, and the dog gets put down. But that's kind of, and Lenny gets really sad. I thought Lenny killed the dog. No, he does not. He kills other things. He kills a lot of mice.
He kills the whore.
Yes, and the mice. So there's this guy on the farm, and he's like kind of the owner of the ranch's owner of the ranch's son. So his wife is the so-called whore you were talking about.
Yes.
And she goes into the like rooms where the guys all sleep, and where they live pretty much.
And then suck them off.
No. So she goes in there and basically just flirts with them.
Oh, so
and tells Lenny to watch out for Curly, because Curly came in and
the husband, right?
And what?
Curly's the dude, right? Curly's the husband.
Curly's the dude, yeah.
Yeah. Let me remind you. This is all stuff I pieced together from a movie I watched like 2 years ago, and the Family Guy special. So, because I remember Chris, when I thought I said the Lenny killed the dog, I remember Chris held on to a puppy version of Brian, and then Brian was like, "Hold on, don't give me the dead eyes over here. I died in the last one too." And then Chris squeezes Brian to death. And that's what I remember.
No, Lenny does not kill.
So Lenny does not actually kill the dog, but he killed. No.
Yeah, so that's later. So they're doing. So you and like Curly kind of fumbles Lenny a bit, because Curly's a pretty small guy, but he's strong. So he tries to like show dominance over the big boys, and Lenny doesn't like that because he's a big guy, but he's kind of you know.
Yeah, and I thought Lenny was I thought Lenny was fine with it. I thought he was just retarded.
Yeah, he is. So, but he's kind of scared because even though he's a big guy, he doesn't think of himself as a big guy.
Yeah.
What else? So that happens, and Curly kind of like, and he punches him, and then Lenny punches him, and then Lenny punches him back, and Curly's face gets all messed up, and then he walks away.
Oh, so Lenny just like makes Curly.
And then Lenny and George are basically just doing work at the farm like usual. And
sure.
So the guy named Slim, he's kind of a minor character, but he has a dog that has puppies, and Lenny gets one of the puppies to take care of, but he has to keep it in the barn.
Does Lenny kill this
dog? So yeah,
so
he does.
This is the dog that Chris crushes.
Yeah.
So this is that Chris kills.
Yeah, Lenny does crush to death this dog. It's a puppy, so.
All right, keep talking.
So the the guys are just doing like a horseshoe competition outside of the barn, and Lenny's inside the barn with the puppy.
Sure.
So he's kind of with the puppy, and he kills it by strangling it, and then accidentally, he doesn't mean to do this, and then he puts it in a manger without any like animals in it. So he just puts it in like an empty stall, pretty much.
Oh, so he just made it like the baby Jesus.
He tried to hide. Yes.
He made it like the baby Jesus is what you're saying.
I'm saying he didn't want anyone to see it, so he hid it.
Yeah, he made it like the baby Jesus.
Busted this character was.
Oh, Plant.
Yeah. And I played him. He's so busted. But I know a lot of the tricks because I played him.
Oh shit! I forgot to jump.
Yeah, I know a lot of the tricks because I played him. That was tricks. That was just you being stupid. So he kills the dog, and then this is like way at the end of the book, right? Because there's a lot of work stuff in the middle and a lot of character interaction. So she comes in after he kills the puppy. That's not gonna work, but that is. So she comes in after he kills the puppy, and she's like, "You hanging out with your puppy?" And Lenny's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
But like he's trying to hide that he killed the puppy.
Yeah,
and then she finds out, and she's like, "Why'd you do it? Did you do it on purpose?"
Did she say, "I'll keep your secret if you fuck me"?
No, that is not what she says.
Really?
Because Lenny's like, I don't know what that means. If she did,
that's what I got from the Family Guy special. Because Meg was playing the whore, and she tried to sleep with Lenny, and Lenny crushed her to death.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. So she was like, "Why do you like fuzzy things so much?" And Lenny's just like, "I like them."
I like them.
And then she asks again. He says again, "I like them."
You make Lenny sound like Forrest Gump.
Because he kind of does in my head.
Yeah.
They both have the same IQ.
Lenny sounds like Chris Griffin in my head, so I guess yours is better.
Yeah. Oh god, I forgot Plants Recovery's busted too.
So.
I'm dead. Okay. So she goes in, and she's like, "Why do you like fuzzy things so much?" And he's like, "I like them." And then she's like, "Why don't you feel my hair? It's pretty soft and fuzzy." And he's like, "Okay." And so he starts feeling her hair, and they do it for a while, and she's kind of talking to him, making him calm down after killing the puppy.
Uh-huh.
And then he's doing it pretty rough because he doesn't know his own strength. And she's like, "Hey, can you stop pulling on my hair?" And he doesn't stop. And she starts screaming because she's kind of freaking out. And he starts screaming because he's kind of freaking out because she's screaming. And kind of gets there. And then he eventually puts his hand over her mouth and nose until she stops screaming. And then she dies.
Oh.
And then he's like, at this point, he realizes, "Oh no, I did a bad thing." And then he runs away to where
George said.
So he went there. And then
what is George doing during all of that?
He's playing in the horseshoe competition.
So that all happened during a horseshoe competition.
Yeah, but they were outside and he was inside the barn. So they don't know about it until they walk in the barn to check on Lenny.
So that means it all happened in like the matter of a few hours.
Yes. Oh god, it's in the 2 misfires.
So yeah, what happens then?
So after that, he kills the girl and he runs away and hides near the river that they were coming through.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and sorry to the listeners. Sorry if you're haven't read Of Mice and Men, but I think you should have figured it out that there's going to be spoilers.
It's like a 50-year-old book. Read it already.
Yeah, you probably read it in 8th grade English class. That's when I read it. Oh, I know, 9th grade. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 9th grade. I read
To Kill a Mockingbird in 8th grade.
I did not read that book at all.
I did not like it. I thought it was a bad book.
All right, we can talk about that in a minute. Keep talking about this.
So he runs away, and George is like, and then they come in to check on Lenny, and they find the dead girl and the dead puppy, and then they're like, "Who did this?" And then George is like, "Wait, where's Lenny?"
Oh no!
And they're like, "Oh no, Lenny did this."
Lenny.
And George tries to make it up for Lenny, and he's like, he probably didn't do it. But George is like, still, we gotta find him. He's kind of dangerous.
I would think George is the one person that thinks Lenny actually did it.
George knows Lenny did it, and everyone else knows Lenny did it because they've been living with Lenny for a while now.
Yes.
So they go out, and George gives them directions to the river, and they kind of split up in 2 different directions. So George goes to the river, and he's ahead of everyone else. And then so Lenny's by the river, kind of. And as kind of like a background to all this, they were doing this so they could save up to get.
Does Lenny get distracted by rabbits?
No, so I'm just giving some background. So
Yeah.
they want to get a rabbit farm in the future, and Lenny's like, yeah, we'll get to this rabbit farm, and we'll have all the rabbits, and we'll pet them, and we'll feed them. And George is like, yeah, we will, Lenny. And that kind of goes, that like dialogue goes on through the entire book.
Oh yeah, no, it does. It's the entire first chapter.
It's the entire bit. So George goes out there, and he's kind of sitting next to Lenny, and he's like, Lenny, you know what you did? And Lenny's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Lenny is like, hey, George, tell me about the rabbit farm, because he's kind of not that smart. And he's like, George, tell me about the rabbit farm. And so George tells him about the rabbit farm, and as he's doing that, he pulls out this handgun from his back pocket and clocks Lenny.
Oh, so he hits Lenny on the head.
Oh, no. I meant he shoots Lenny.
Oh, yeah.
Lenny's dead.
Lenny is dead. So
this ending shook me.
It shook you?
It was... I was shooketh.
Did that just shooketh you?
It shooketh everyone in my English class. Because we all had to read it. So they were like, ooh. And then got me shooketh. I gotta stop running into your counters. So
what happens to Lenny, or what happens to George after? Does the book end there?
So he goes, and the other guys who's going in the other direction, they hear the gun. They hear the gunshot, and they come and see, and they're like, George, you did it, good job. And George is like, yeah. And then he's like, let's go to the whorehouse now.
Really?
Yes. Because a little bit of symbolism for you. The rabbit farm symbolizes kind of like the American dream, like Lenny and George's dream. I had to write an essay on this, by the way, so I'm just directly quoting my essay.
I hope I'm not going to have to write an essay on this.
You probably will.
I know.
So he does this, and the rabbit farm kind of symbolizes like the dream. And then, so when George kills Lenny is kind of like the carrier of the dream. He keeps the dream alive for George, for both of them. And then when Lenny's dead, George doesn't have anyone to keep the dream alive, so he's like kind of just doing whatever, and he doesn't have the dream getting the rabbit farm or doing anything. So he's just like, let's go spend our money on a whorehouse.
That's very poetic.
It's valid, but like, yeah,
it's hilarious.
It was. I'm saying it funnier than it was in the book.
Oh, I'd imagine it's extremely sad in the book.
It is. It's saddening. So yeah, that happens, and then it just ends, and then Lenny's body falls in the river, and then kind of just floats away. I think. So it was really sad.
George have any remorse for what he did to Lenny?
No, he's like, I did the right thing. He killed someone. He would have gotten caught eventually. Oh yeah, what he did in I didn't get back to what they did in Weed, because that comes later, and I kind of forgot.
What happened to Weed?
No, what happened in Weed? So George and Lenny were working there because that's what they did.
George's or Lenny's touching that girl's dress or whatever.
Yeah, so he thought the girl's dress looked fuzzy, so he went out to touch it, and she screamed, because like, what else are you gonna do? And then and then everyone kind of like went into like pitchforks and torches mode, where they just chased Lenny around. Yeah, Lenny and George, because they ran away, and they went into kind of like a river and like a little creek, like under the water, so they couldn't see him, and then they ran away. So yeah, they already did some bad stuff, and George knew what Lenny was capable of and what he could do without even knowing about it. So George already knew like all this background, so he knew that Lenny did it, and he kind of brought it up. So that's of Mice and Men. Now, To Kill a Mockingbird, because that's another book you'll have to read eventually.
But I really don't want to.
It's so I did not like To Kill a Mockingbird or Fahrenheit 451.
I thought Fahrenheit was okay.
I did not.
I thought it was okay when I did read it.
I don't like it.
Really?
I think it ends too quickly. I think they should have more stuff.
All right. Well,
it's just like on the railroad. So yeah. So which one should I talk about first?
Whichever one you feel like.
Okay, To Kill a Mockingbird. So I didn't like it. It was kind of just boring because it like talked about a bunch of stuff, and it like went through all the background of the kids' lives, but it was like boring. I mean, the parts with like the monster guy, I can't remember his name, but they thought he was a monster living in this house, or like he was a kid, but he stabbed his dad in the leg with some scissors, and then he was like, and so now he like lives in the house and he's super pale, and everyone thinks he's stupid.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks he's a monster, and that was a pretty cool sideline. Like he came out in the end to help everyone. That was pretty cool. But like the rest of it, just the court scene.
Don't they say like more a lot in that book?
Yes, they do, because it's in like when slavery was still a thing, or segregation. So the Finches have like a servant, and then she does all the stuff, and she's pretty cool. But yeah, I didn't really. It was just kind of slow and boring, and it didn't really lead up to much.
Talk about Fahrenheit then.
Fahrenheit. Okay, so the guy, what's his name?
Fuck if I remember.
Alexa, who is the main character of Fahrenheit 451?
Alexa's dumb. She's not gonna know.
The characters in Fahrenheit 451 are Clarice, Linda Montauk, Guy
Montauk.
Captain Beatty.
All right, so Montauk, he was the guy. He's the guy, and so at the end of the book, this is a big spoiler. He runs away from town because he's like, everyone's being super corrupt. I got to get out.
Sure.
So he runs away, and he goes on the railroad with this group of people who memorize books, because in this society they burn books.
Yes.
They burn books because they can spark rebellions, and they give people ideas. So they only have like the government-sanctioned TV, where everyone knows the same stuff and they all do the same things, and it's kind of stupid. And then everyone's obsessed with TV and online stuff. So people have like 4-panel TVs in their living rooms, so they can get the maximum amount of dumb juice in their brains.
Is that literally? That sounds stupid as hell.
And the firemen, they start the fires. They burn the books. They don't stop fires because everywhere is so advanced. They don't need people to stop the fires, because everyone's already got like fireproofing insulation on their house.
Oh, because they just randomly burn books.
Yeah. So anyone who has books in their house, they're gonna burn it down. Or if they're gonna burn the books. They will not necessarily burn the people's houses down. Oh man, my throat's getting really dry. So they won't necessarily burn people's houses down. They just burn the books.
Sure.
So Montauk has books in his house. He has them hidden, and the Captain Beatty, who Alexa just told me about, he finds out about this, and he's the fire captain because Montauk works with the fire people.
Oh, Montauk works at the fire station.
Yeah, so he burns books. So he has books, which is kind of like a big no-no.
I'd
But
imagine.
he learns about how, like, he's just like, everyone's like, people are getting run over by cars and no one cares. So he's like, I'm out. So he goes out, and he goes onto the railroad out of town, and there's like a big police chase thing, which is pretty fun. But like, okay, so that's not the reason why I don't like the book. The book has good parts in the middle and at the end.
Sure.
But like, it is the ending that I don't like.
All right.
So he goes up to the railroad with this group of people who kind of just go up and down it because there's no police on the thing. And they don't have books because no one has books. But they want the books. So what they do is they memorize the books and have them memorized in their head.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really cool. I thought that was a cool thing in the story. But what I don't like is that they just ended it there.
Oh, do they
like
really?
They didn't do anything else. They were just kind of like, yeah, these people memorize books. Okay, good, have a good time. And that's what I don't like about it.
Yeah.
Because it just kind of ends so abruptly, and it's bad.
Well, that doesn't sound like that bad of a book.
It's not that bad of a book, but I just don't like the ending. Because it ends too fast. They should have more stuff in it, in my opinion.
Oh, that was ultimate. That was the ultimate read right there.
Ultra Instinct.
That was Ultra Instinct. So Fahrenheit 451. All right, what's something I don't like? You ever heard of a game called Fire Emblem Fates?
You talked about that. I posted that episode on YouTube today during school, actually, during history class.
We're doing a very good job of balancing our studies and our work.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Because I mean, history class is just Busby. He's just talking about stuff, and you're over here like being bored. He doesn't even
was telling Miss Bill that she was wrong about Swiss Miss.
Yeah. if you don't know, Arlen brought him literally a box of Swiss Miss to school.
That's because
Kind
wrong button.
There we
Swiss Miss is
go.
great. Swiss Miss is so good. But like the packaging is poopy, and then
Packaging.
sometimes it tastes like piss. Swiss Miss, instant piss.
Okay, so I have about another 15 minutes, maybe, because we're watching a movie. So let's talk about books we like.
Well, I haven't read a lot of books recently. One series of books I really like, it's a series of light novels. It's called it's the Monogatari series. There's an anime too, but I prefer the light novels. And each book there's a loose timeline that connects all the books, but like each book is written so individually that like you can sort of create a mystery story out of the entire thing by just reading the books out of order. Because they reference other books, but they reference them in such like a self-aware and like coy manner that it's sort of like it's a detail that you're not supposed to know, but like you really are.
Okay.
And the story's very interesting. The characters are great, but like it's a series of things. I can't like go over all of it.
Okay. So my favorite series of books. They're in my closet right now. I bought all of them because I like them so much.
Treehouse?
No, I did like those too, but now they're kind of stupid.
I swear to God, if you say those stupid ass cat books, I'm gonna kill you.
Wait, yeah, Skippy. Wait, are you talking about Skippy John Jones?
No, I'm talking about Warriors.
No. I guess it could be kind of similar to that. I don't know.
What is it?
It's called Aragon.
Oh, Aragon's not that bad. They had a movie, right?
Yeah, they had a movie. The movie's terrible.
Mr.
Bungus.
has Aragon in his closet.
He does?
Yep.
Bungus.
Keeping up with the times, thanks.
I think we gotta censor his name out there.
No, because like it's fine. It's your last name.
Oh.
Well, you're doing the audio, so.
So I think I'm just gonna censor it out.
Okay,
Yeah,
you do
no,
that.
yeah, he does. He has a copy of Aragon in his closet.
My English teacher does too, and I really like it. I thought it was an amazing book. And then, like after the first one's like, all right, I'm getting pretty into this. This is a pretty cool universe. I like it. I like how the dragons work. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
The story's basically all about a dragon and its rider. And they have
dragon named Aragon. I bet you $10.
No, it's not.
What?
The person's name is Aragon.
Oh, what?
Yeah, the dragon's name is not Aragon. The person's name is the rider.
Sure.
And so I'm not going to spoil it because I want you to read it.
I'm not going to read the damn book.
Well, I want the listeners to read it if they are interested.
Just say spoiler warning.
Okay, turn off the podcast if you don't want to hear this. And I guess when I post it on YouTube, I'll put a timestamp.
I'll figure
you can come back in.
Yeah, well, your job is to put the graphic on. My job is to actually figure it out. All right, so talk about Aragon and his dragon named Gaylord.
No. So spoiler warning. It starts now. You've gotten a lot, but like this is where you get into the deep stuff. I like it. So I might have to stop playing because it's going to be very in depth. Okay, so Aragon is a farm boy living on this place called the Palancar Valley. And
Palancar Valley.
Yeah, so he's living with his uncle and his cousin because his mom, who came to the Palancar Valley, who came to his village. I forget what his village is called.
Okay.
I think it starts with a C. So she came to his village in a great hurry, and she was pregnant, and she gave birth to him, and gave him to his uncle, her sister, her brother.
Why did the mom keep the baby?
What?
Why did the mom keep Aragon?
She died literally right after.
Oh, she died.
Well, no. She didn't die. She left right after. She left in a great hurry. This comes into play in the third or fourth book. This is a huge storyline, huge plot. So he's living in this place, and he's going out into the woods, and he's going out into the woods, and he's hunting for his family so they can have some meat maybe in the winter because they're farmers and they're pretty poor and they don't have enough money for meat. So he's going out to hunt. And meanwhile, there's in this other forest, there's an elf named Arya.
There's an elf.
There's elves and dwarves and people and dragons, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so there's an elf named Doria. Oh yeah, and there's also like shades and spirits, but those are kind of weird. and messy.
No one cares.
So she's fighting against this shade named. He's a pretty main person in the story, but he's like the only shade. So I'll just start him as a shade. And shades are basically sorcerers who are people. There's multiple types of magic users in this story. So sorcerers use spirits to get their energy for the magic. And
That's like a little warlock.
so they use the spirits. And the spirits are kind of sentient. They're not really like dead people souls. They're more like beings of their own.
All right.
So they use the spirits, and if they get overpowered by the spirits, if the spirits are too powerful for them to handle, which can happen to young sorcerers who don't really know how to do it, so they can get oofed by the spirits, and then they get taken over, and then they're called shades. That was an unoptimal punish.
Sure.
So they're called shades, and that's what they're called, and that's it. And they're super powerful, and they're super evil, and essentially all the bad people, and no one wants to fight a shade. But okay, so Arya she's riding through the forest carrying this stone.
Why is she riding through the forest?
Because she's going back to the elves.
Oh.
So because she stole this egg from the king, who's a very bad guy. He was a dragon rider, but he got corrupt and then killed everyone. All the other dragon riders are dead. There are no other dragon riders in the world but him.
Sure.
So he kills everyone, and then there's only that's pretty much all for the king. And then she stole this stone from the king, and she's bringing it back to the elves, who live in like a really big forest that's hard to get through, and that's why the king hasn't found them yet. So they have like their own society, and so do the dwarves, because he hasn't really found them yet.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. This is the power of Ultra Instinct, by the way. When I'm talking about stuff, I demolish sometimes.
Sure. All right, keep going.
So she's riding. This is on the first chapter. So
what
she's
the
riding.
Fuck?
So she's riding
5 chapters in.
So she's riding through the forest, and she gets attacked by this shade and a bunch of orc things. They have a name, but again, I can't remember. I haven't read the books in a while. So they have names, and they're kind of orc things, and they're like kind of big, but they're kind of stupid. So the shade's controlling them, and he tells them what to do. And she's riding with 2 other elves on horses, and it kills the 2 other elves on their horses and her horse. So her horse dies, and she has to like jump off to not die. And then so she's there, and the shade, who's a very powerful magic user, and the elves, who are all powerful magic users. So she's in the forest with the shade, and the shade kind of traps her in with some fire. And the way you use magic in this world is you get the energy from somewhere. Sorcerers get it from spirits, and regular magicians get it from their own bodies.
Different sources of mana.
Yeah, so the sorcerers get it from spirits.
How about you? How are you doing?
What?
How long do you got left?
Oh, I'll be fine. So,
are you sure?
Until my family comes yelling at me to come down, I'll be fine. So I'll just do the first half.
We can just record the rest. We can just record the rest of it like later tonight, and then
I can do that.
stitch it all together. I think I'm gonna be doing that. So yeah, keep going then.
Okay, so she's running to the forest, and the shade traps her in the woods with some fire. And the way you use magic is you get the energy from somewhere. Sorcerers get it from spirits. Regular magicians get it from their bodies, but it's really hard to get it from your body.
That's what she said.
No, you have to like train to get access to like a part in the back of your mind that's kind of just there, and you tap into it, and that's where you get the energy from, and it's like kind of like a flow of energy. So dragon riders have the innate ability to do this, and elves do, and some regular people have the innate ability to do this, but they're usually not that powerful.
All right, so wait, which one's a wizard then? If regular people can do it, then are they technically wizards? Or?
Yes, they're the magic people of this world, and the dragon riders and the elves. The dwarves don't have magic at all.
All right, now keep going on this dragon rider thing. This is important.
Okay, so the dragon riders are people who get bonded to dragons. So the dragons they have their eggs, and they can sit in their eggs for as long as they need before they find the perfect rider. So once they find the rider, Arwin. So stop ruining my favorite books. So once they find their rider, they hatch, and then they're binded to their rider for eternity, because the rider essentially becomes immortal after that.
Sure. That makes sense.
So their rider and the dragon live forever. And if the rider dies, the dragon dies too. But if the dragon dies, the rider does not die and keeps living on. And so when someone becomes a rider, whether or not they have innate magical ability, they gain the ability to do magic.
Cool.
And
So
they
that-
get this kind of swirly thing on their hand, on the palm of their hand where they first touch the dragon, and that's where they can channel the most magic through, like
So
the energy.
The magic or the dragon becomes their new magical channel, right?
Kind of. They still can get the energy from their body, but their dragon
They still get it from their body. So the dragon amplifies it.
the dragon unlocks the ability to use the energy.
Oh. But what if like you already knew how to? Would you become more powerful?
You would become more powerful because you'd have more energy at your disposal, yes.
Oh, yeah, so the dragon amplifies it.
The dragon does amplify it.
All right, now keep talking.
So, because if an elf becomes a dragon rider, it just amplifies. Yeah, okay. So the dragon gets bonded to the person, and then
title.
they can channel... What?
I thought of the perfect episode title.
What?
Jaiden Talks.
Jaiden, I talk. I don't usually talk that much on the podcast because I'm trying to do other stuff at the same time. But now I'm talking a lot because I'm for books and they're good books. So I'll kind of go about to the end of this explanation of Dragon Riders.
You don't have to... Yeah, okay, keep going.
Because it's a big thing. So the Dragon Riders, the dragons cannot speak English.
Sure.
Well, they cannot speak the human languages.
What the hell? So wait. All right, keep going.
So the dragons can't speak the human languages, but the humans can. So they need a way to communicate. And the way he did this was the dragons and the humans have the dragons and their riders have a link between their minds. So basically being a dragon rider means you get extensive use of your mind. Your mind is...
You get the big brain.
Yes, honestly, yeah, you do. So what they can do, they can form mental links between any living creature. So like if you're trying to like tell a dog to eat dinner and you're a dragon rider, you're like you go into
I'm like, Jaiden, go eat dinner.
Yeah, so they go into the mind of the other creature. And they kind of like it's basically just mental. So you imagine like kind of like a tendril of your thoughts like going out to the other creature, and then it connects with them, and you can communicate with them through that. But the animals don't speak the language either, so you kind of just use images and feelings to tell them what to do. And you can do very basic things with like stupid creatures.
Sure.
But dragons, they can like talk to you with their mind.
Sure.
So they can't speak it, but they can do it in their mind.
Yeah.
And they can also send images and feelings. And through your mind, it's also very important. You can send mana or energy or whatever you want to call it.
Wait, what the fuck? Why can you send mana through your mind?
So it's because that's where you get the energy.
Yeah. Man, this is going to either be the most interesting or the boringest episode of the podcast.
Okay, so the dragons and the humans, they can do this.
Sure.
And so the dragons have immense amounts of energy because they're just so big. Right?
Yes.
That's how it works. And the elves also have immense amounts of energy because they've been doing it for a while.
That's what she said.
The way you use magic in this universe is, well, actually there's multiple. So you get the energy, and I've already talked about that. And then you essentially speak in the language of the earth, which is the elves' language. So they speak this language that all animals understand, all creatures understand, because the elves taught it to the creatures, because they're very in tune with nature. So all creatures know this language, and you can kind of talk to them, and
sure,
but they don't really know it. They kind of instinctively know it.
I believe you.
So you talk in this language, and I know some basic words because I'm very stupid, and I'm nerding over this book.
Wait, you know.
I know like 3, okay, and it's mostly from the movie.
Fucking nerd.
They say 3 of the words in the movie, and I watched the movie like 7 times.
You know the language?
I don't know the language. I know like 3 of the words, and also it's based on Anglo-Saxon, which is like a really ancient language, so it's kind of easy. So like if you were to say the word for fire, which is Britzinger, then it would, and then you tapped into the energy in your mind. It's so boring. And then you can basically summon fire.
I just think it's hilarious that you know.
I know the words. Okay. So if you say, I'm not going to say the words anymore. So if you say the word for fire, if you say the word for fire, and then you get the energy from your brain or from an external source. Because you can also get the energy from sucking it from other living things. Like if you get no. So you can if you have enough brain power, if you have high enough IQ, you can tap into the nature around you. Essentially, take all the energy from the nature and use it in your spells.
Wait, so then they're just druids. That's just what a druid does.
Well, everyone can do that, yeah, kind of. But that's just one of the ways, and that's like a pretty hard way to do it because you essentially kill everything.
Oh, that's what she said.
What?
It's a pretty hard way to do it.
Okay, I thought you meant that basically kills everything.
That could also be that's what she said.
I'm not gonna say anything to that one. I don't like Ganondorf.
Don't say anything to that one either.
So it basically kills everything in the area that you got the energy from, and it's kind of disturbing. So you can get the energy, and that's I'm just gonna finish with this. So you speak in the language, and then that basically channels the energy and tells the universe what you want it to do.
Sure.
And then it does it. So you can you can say literally the word for fire,
which is
use the energy, and it makes fire.
What's the word for fire, Jaiden?
Brizinger.
Brizinger.
Alexa, what's the word for fire in Anglo-Saxon?
I'm not sure.
She's stupid. So if you say the
you think Alexa knows fucking fake elf language?
No, stop. So they say the word, and then the thing happens. So they can say open the door or burn the door, and then the door will burn. And it takes the amount of energy that it would take to do the action normally.
What does that mean?
So like if you're going to make a fire, it would take the amount of energy from you that it would normally take to make a fire.
It's like your magic points, your MP.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like equivalence. And if you do a spell that's too powerful for you and you don't have enough energy for it, then it'll just straight up kill you.
Really?
You will straight up die.
That sounds
so you have to like you can know the words, but then you have to keep it like a tight track of your energy. And then so as you use the energy, you have to like eat to keep it up.
What the fuck?
It's you just have to like keep your energy up.
Game.
It kind of is, yeah. I mean, that's what all fantasy worlds are kind of like. So they do the thing, and then they make the spells, and then it kills them. But
all right, what the hell does any of this have to do with Aragorn and his talking dragon?
So that's basically what they use a lot.
All of this was just how Aragorn and his dumb dragon Gaylord talk to each other.
Oh no, I'll tell you to use spells too.
Oh,
spells are a huge part of this universe. Huge.
Not this universe.
Not in this one, the book one.
Or like anything interesting for our podcast listeners. But no, keep talking. Now, actually, tell me how this relates to Aragorn. Like, tell me what.
So he gets the ability to use this, and he finds a guy in his village named Braum. Braum's a freaking cool guy. He's like the guy in the village who has a sword in his house, and he has all the books on dragons and stuff.
Have a sword in their house because
Arwin, I think you have a mental issue. So he has the sword in his house.
Why do I have a mental issue?
So he has the sword in his house, and he has all the books on dragons, and he tells.
I can speak fake language. If anything, you have the mental issue.
We already know about that one.
Why?
So he tells a lot of stories about the dragons and how before the king Galbatorix killed everyone.
Wait, what's the king's name?
Galbatorix. I'm not making this up. That is his name.
Stupid.
I know, it's very stupid. But then again, the main character's name is Aragorn.
Yo, Aragorn's a cool name. Galbatorix is like nemesis.
Yeah. Okay, so the king killed everyone. And Braum tells stories about before the king killed everyone. And Aragorn's like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty nifty. So keep in mind, he also found this stone in the forest. And after the shade trapped Arya in the fire, she teleported it with a spell to a random location. But it wasn't actually random. She actually meant to teleport it there. Because Aragorn, she knew that Braum was in this village. And Braum, this is like from pretty later in the book. But he's a dragon rider too, and his dragon died. when
Oh,
Galbatorix killed everyone.
um,
And so he's like Dragon Rider and knows how to use magic. And so that's why the elf sent it to this place. And so Aragorn finds it in the woods after trying to shoot a deer, but it didn't shoot the deer, so he's sad. But he found this rock. And so he's like, this is a pretty cool rock. I'm going to go trade it for some meat at the butcher. So he goes to trade it for the meat. And the guy's like, where'd you find this? And he's like, in the forest. And then this forest is very special. It's called the Spine, and it's like pretty dangerous. And the butcher has a fear of it because his wife died there. And so he's like, no, I'm not going to take this. This is bungus. So he doesn't take the rock.
Oh.
And then Aragorn comes home sad, and he's like, I found this rock in the woods. It's pretty cool.
So
and he shows it to his uncle. Brom's kind of there, and so Aragorn finds this rock, and he wants to learn more about the dragons after Brom told his story. So he goes to his house, and Brom's like, "Hey, get out!" Oh wait, no, this is after. So after the dragon egg, which is the rock, hatches for Aragorn. He goes to Brom's house to research about dragons.
The chick have the rock?
The elf chick had the rock, but she teleported it.
Oh, I wasn't listening. Yeah.
So she teleported it. And then it hatched for him, and Aragorn went into the guy's house, into Brom's house, to research about dragons, so he didn't utterly mess up trying to raise this thing. And so he went in, and Brom's like, get out. And Brom like knows about this because there's like kind of like a ripple. This is how they depicted it, and it's kind of like a ripple in everyone's brains, like it's kind of like a ripple through the universe because the dragon egg hatched, and then Aragorn gone bunted it. So everyone knows that there's something's up, and everyone knows about it.
So the king knows too, then.
The king knows too. So he knows there's something happening, and he's like, oh no. But he's still good because he's got a couple years, and so he sends the Shade to kill.
A couple years? How long is this book series?
Oh, it's like a while.
What is it, like
Aragorn starts out being like 16, and then he's like old. Well, not old, but he's like middle-aged.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, Jaiden.
But it goes by pretty fast because there's some. This is a 4-book series, by the way, and each book's like 800 pages. I just want to tell you that.
What the hell, Jaiden?
But I'm only going to talk about the first one because the other ones are kind of complicated and I haven't read them in a while.
Oh, I haven't read them in a while. Okay. Wouldn't you just read Aragon again?
No, I just kind of remember Aragon because it's the first one.
So, okay, keep going.
Okay, so Aragon, he's like, get out. And Brom knows what's up. So he's like, oh no, I probably better help this guy. And meanwhile, the king knows that something's up. And so he sends the Shade to kill.
Jaiden, you can only beat my Ganondorf when you're talking about Aragon.
so he sends the Shade to kill Aragon and his family and burn down his house. So he summons these people. They're like bug people, and they have like weird things. They're called the Razak. They're called the Razak. And so he sends he kind of summons them from the pits of the Shadow Realm, and he kind of well, in the movie he summons them from a pit, but in the other one he's kind of like, hey boys, go kill this kid.
Let's get this bread.
And so they go to the village, and they like fuck up the butcher. They kill him trying to get the information of where this kid is. Aww. And so they go to his house, and they're very deadly assassins. Essentially the most deadly thing on the earth. I don't actually know what this world's called, but they're super deadly, and they're like assassins. And so they had this thing where you kind of get this oil from a plant and then do a blood ritual over it and makes it like acid, and it burns away all skin and tissue and living stuff. Spicy. So they use this on his uncle. Aww. As they're burning down his house. And so his uncle is very dead by the time Aragon gets back there because he figured out that they're going to kill and burn down his family and house. Yeah, okay. So he finds him, and then Brom knows about this, so he goes down to the house too, and he's like, yeah, everyone's dead. Let's book it out of here. And Aragon's like, no, I want to give him a funeral. And then Brom literally just like puts his body on fire. Puts the uncle's body on fire and is like, boy, let's go. Boy, let's go. So they go on the horses, and they go, and he's trying to take them to this group called the Varden, who's essentially like a rebellion group against the king because the king killed everyone. So he takes them there, and they get ambushed by the Razak, and he's trying to teach. This is essentially a really long part. So he like teaches how to use the spells and stuff after they go to this village, and then he's like, and then he has to use the magic to save himself from a group of the orc people, and then he's a really good archer.
Sure.
So he uses the thing. So he has to use the magic, and then Brom teases him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, this is how it works."
All right.
So, and then, this is essentially a big middle part you don't need to know. So he learns how to use the spells. He learns how to ride the dragon.
Book like 30 minutes ago, but this is extremely entertaining and funny to me. So I'm gonna let you keep going.
Okay, I'm trying to make it funny so you don't die. Okay. Yeah. So he goes, and they go through the foothills, and this is the boring part. So they go through the middle, and then so people are trying to kill him along the way because they know he exists. And then see this elf girl. So she has a special connection to Aragon because she sent him the egg or something, and he's the first dragon rider in like 1,000 years. She's kind of pretty important. So
how is Aragon the first dragon rider of 100 years? If
because Galbatorix killed everyone. The king killed everyone. Brom's dragon died, so he's a rider, but he doesn't ride. You know?
Yeah, but how old?
God, that sounds so bad. So Galbatorix killed everyone in their dragons.
How old is Brom?
Like, he's immortal, so probably like 1,000 or a couple hundred.
I forgot that they're immortal.
Yeah. So he's the first dragon rider in like 300 years or something. So he's pretty important. So this elf chick, she makes a dream link with him. Actually, she got captured by the shade because the shade captured after you teleported it.
That sounds like a hentai.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Does it really?
It does. It really does.
Does it happen?
No, they don't. No. Okay, so he keeps her in this cage, and he gives her this poison that'll kill her. So she establishes kind of like this dream link with Aragon, and then so they're talking with their dreams, and Arya's like, yeah, who's the elf girl whose name's Arya? She's like,
same girl.
Yeah, I'm in this place, this city, in the Shade's prison, and Aragon's like, boy, we gotta go save this girl. She's pretty cool, and Brown's like, no, man, we gotta go to the Varden. So they're like, yeah. So Aragon gets on the dragon and goes to the city. So he goes, and Brom's like, I don't want you to go this way. And so he kind of follows them as they go there. And then,
sure.
So he goes to save Arya, and it doesn't really work because the Shade finds them. And Aragon tries to kill the Shade, but he's not that powerful in his magic or his like anything, because he's kind of stupid. But so he does this stuff, and he knows how to use basic spells. But the Shade's much more powerful than him. He's terribly outmatched. And he was like, "This is a bad idea to come here." And so he gets the dragon to come and like, but also he's about to die actually. So at one point he's about to die because the Shade's about to like shoot a bunch of swords into him with magic.
Cool.
So at this point, so he's about to die. The guy has shot the swords at him, and Brom just comes out of nowhere, jumps into the path of the swords, and gets stabbed.
So Brom
a bunch of times. Brom, he's not dead yet.
Yet?
So yet he does die. So they take him to this place and they try to heal him with Arya. Arya's there.
Oh, so
and they try to but she's still infected with the poison thing. So they take him to this place and they like try to heal him, but it doesn't work and he dies. And this is where Aragon finds out that he's a dragon rider.
What the fuck? He had the dragon before.
No, Brom's dragon died when Galbatorix killed everyone.
Oh, he doesn't know that Brom's a dragon rider.
He doesn't know yet, but we know because I told you.
I thought it's like Aragon finds out that he's a dragon rider.
Aragon does find out he's a dragon rider. Right now.
Aragon finds out that himself is a dragon rider.
No, Aragon knew he was a dragon rider. He figured out that Brom's a dragon rider right now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because Brom was like, yeah, you're a dragon rider. Deal with it.
All right, that's stupid.
So he's a dragon rider now.
Uh-huh.
And he knows that Brom's a dragon rider. And he's like, oh no. That's bungus.
That's bungus.
He's like, I don't have anyone to help anyone. But Arya's there. And he has the dragon, and it's like a big. The dragon's name is
Arya.
No.
What?
So the dragon's name is Saphir, by the way, because she's blue.
Gaylord.
No, you can call her Gaylord though. It's fine.
Gaylord.
Okay. If it makes you not die of boredom from me overanalyzing the story.
Rider, and your dragon's name is Gaylord.
Okay, so he's there, and then Arya, she still has the poison that the Shade gave her in the prison, and so they have to go to the Varden so the Varden can heal her, because she goes into like this coma thing, so the poison doesn't kill her, and then she shows Aragon how to get to the Varden, and then Aragon goes to the Varden, and he's there with Arya, and then Arya gets healed, and he's essentially there, and this is near the end of the first book, where the Shade comes and invades the Varden.
Oh.
And the Varden is like they do a big war against the king and the Shade. Durza is the Shade's name. I just remembered that. We don't need to know that. That's a side note. So the Shade is essentially the king's general or commander of all his armies. So he launches an all-out attack with a bunch of the orc people against the Varden, and the Varden, they would have died if they didn't have Aragon, because they taught Aragon how to use magic and stuff, and that's pretty cool.
Sounds cool.
So, yeah.
Sounds legitty tick and titty.
Yeah. Also, so that they win because Aragon is there, and the dragon almost dies, but they're like, nope, we can heal her,
Saphir.
and then they heal her.
They heal the dragon or Arya?
The dragon. They heal both of them. Arya's way before though. Arya helps teach him how to be a magic person.
So Arya,
and then he also learns how to fight with a sword and fight on the dragon. So they do that, and they have this big fight, and the Shade comes in, and Aragon kills the Shade. Now he's called Aragon Shade Slayer because he slayed the Shade, and that's a pretty big deal because not everyone's done that.
Yes.
And so before the Shade killed him, though, he gave him like a huge scar on his back. I think that's when this happens. Yeah, so he gave him like a huge scar, and
sure.
it's like debilitating. And this is like the end of the first book.
Dragon.
Aragon.
Why does Aragon have a debilitating scar? It's a damn scar. It looks weird. There.
Well, he has like the magic stuff and the sword, and I really don't remember this bit. And that's the end of the first book, and I'm not going to do the next 3 because that would take another 3 hours.
So that was the worst St. Patrick's Day ever.
Let's talk about some corned beef now.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh my god. I just want like a cup of Swiss Miss and just to absorb all that.
Yeah. If you want to read the book, I was very
I really
not in detail about a lot of things, except for the spells. I was really in detail about those.
15 feet, within 15 feet, I mean, I'll snap your neck.
I mean, I do that. I still bring stuff up around you, and you don't do that, so I think I'm fine.
No, I'll put it in the trash.
Okay.
I'll pee on that book. You bring that near me, I'll pee on your damn book.
It's in my English class. My English teacher has one.
Who's your English teacher?
Miss
Bungus.
I hate her.
Yeah, I do too.
Your book is stupid.
We have to cut that name out because we're criticizing her.
That's true. Your book is stupid.
Okay. Oh, well, do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about anything before we leave? Because I probably have to go.
I want to talk about something actually. I have $2.
You do have $2.
I'm gonna use that $2 to go and buy Tic Tacs.
Tic Tacs?
TikToks? No.
Hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh?
You got
all these EU boys don't know what TikToks are because they have Article 13 and it's illegal.
There's a couple of EU accounts on TikTok. Out of there!
Oh,
out of there.
Dang! So you know the guy on TikTok with a square head?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's pretty.
You know that guy Ian's 85 or whatever?
Do you know the guy who got arrested on TikTok because he was being a pedophile?
I do not. That
happened. Look it up.
Actually, I think I heard about it. No, what's that dude? Ian's 50 or 587. The dude who's got that crazy hair and is also really fat.
The paintbrush hair guy?
No, that's different. It's the dude with the crazy eyeballs. You know the one that looks like a girl.
No, I don't know.
It was I got I got 1 million views just by making funny faces. Imagine what would happen if I try. Remember that guy?
Wait, no, I don't.
Really? He's notoriously famous for being a huge asshole.
I literally just watched the meme compilations and that's it.
He's on like 80 of them.
Huh.
So no, yeah.
Nifty.
Have you been watching like some of the recent TikToks? They're actually kind of hilarious.
I have been like some of the kind of recent ones but they aren't like completely up to date because it's the meme compilations on YouTube.
My favorite one so far is that the dude with the cup and the sunglasses is like, "You was that the?" No, I'm not singing the song. That's so cringy.
And also probably get a copyright strike.
Yes, it would.
But I mean, all the TikTok people do it, and we're not monetized, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, no. Now here's. So that dude with the square face, right? He made.
Yeah?
I don't know. Like, I still haven't figured out his actual face structure yet. Like, I don't know what.
He's like at 90% cheekbones and
I'm
jawline and nothing else.
His skull looks like. Like, that's not creepy. That's just me. How is his face so square?
I know, right? Like he made the TikTok was like, you like making a deal with the devil, you know that one?
Yes, that's exactly what he's famous for.
And I'm just like, yeah, that's your skull was a deal with the devil. It's like, what do you mean? It was. I kind of had it in my head, and it was funnier in my head.
It was funny in your head. All right, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I had to go.
Okay, so we don't have to record another one because we got all of Aragon down. That was the worst.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Aragon, read the book if you want. I think Jaiden's explanation is so much better than reading it because, like you said, it's like 800 pages, right?
The first one's like 600.
600. You know, we did a really good job of not talking about the game too much today.
Well, oh yeah. Because I was going off your instinct.
You're talking about Aragon. All right, so
All right, this is gonna go down in school tomorrow. I'm gonna tell everyone that I can only beat your Ganondorf when I'm talking about the book.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna tell everyone.
Forget, because school's not till Monday.
Yeah, I will not.
All right, so plug your stuff, I guess.
All right, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're watching this on Anchor. We want to get monetized.
Yep, that's our main goal. Make sure you like and subscribe to our Twitter. You follow our Twitter, and also follow our Anchor, which is where the podcasts are usually are first. Jade, you have an Instagram?
Not one that I want to plug because it's super old and cringy.
Ouch. All right. I'm gonna plug same thing, same deal as always. I have my regular account, Arwin Light, and my meme account, McDonald's Happy Meal. I did not go over how to spell it again, actually. I need to go over how to spell that. So let me just crack open my phone real quick. All right, boys. If you want to follow my Instagram, it's going to be spelled Instagram. If you want to load, that'd be fantastic. It is spelled MAGGONALS Happy Meal. All right, I think that's the podcast. Happy St. Patrick's Day. That theme kind of just got lost.
We literally talked about St. Patrick's Day for the first 20 minutes. I hope we're happy.
Talked about Aragon for another hour.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys later.
See you guys.